Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Bovin. And if this is your first time tuning into the show, we greatly appreciate it. We call it the electronic campfire here. We sit back, bring guests from different states, even though generally right now, because we're in the hunting season, we do shows on Sundays and Tuesdays at 8:30. Now that we're in the hunting season, we're going to be taking time and just doing it on Sundays and bringing on whoever wants to come on the show and talk about whatever we want to talk about and enjoying the time. So we also have a couple of things here on the show. We have saying, put your cord in a slot machine. I strongly believe hunting is a dying sport. It's a dying lifestyle. The deer camp feeling is it's not the same like it was back in the old days where I used to think it was. So help us get us one new friend. That's all we ask. Help us share the show. That's all we ask for you too. If you use the code GP10, you can get 10% discount off Gilly Puck products. Make sure to go check out Magnus Broadhead and Rec Broadheads as well. And make sure to go check out Grizz Media as well. And we all know that I can't stand doing stupid intros because I just hate them. Anyone that likes doing intros, they're just, I don't know. I don't like them. I'm sure there's some other stuff I'm missing too, but like I said, I just don't care. Intros are boring, man. I fall asleep sometimes on listening to the same shit after time. So I'm going to stop talking. We'll bring our guests in for tonight. What is up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's up?
All right, we got Tim. He's our guest for tonight. And for anyone else there listening, we got Adam the Squatch, Johnny Knight, and David Heath. No one really cares about the other three. We're all really concerned about Tim. What he has to say.
That's kind of funny. That was our conversation about you.
Hey, is there any way we can just ignore Brett this entire time or mute him without him knowing?
Well, we usually do on the text. So.
Either that or he just doesn't respond to us.
He's golfing, dude. I'm telling you. He's
right?
golfing.
With that one handicap.
No, it's the pancakes, man. He was at the pancakes.
That is true, man. Butternut pancakes.
I was making pancakes this morning, and I was like, man, I bet you Brett wishes he could have these right now.
See, we're going to have to give him a Squatch and then fly him out here on a Sunday early in the morning and just show up at Brett's doorstep for pancakes, man. Just knock on his door. Hey, what are you guys doing here? Where's pancakes, man? We flew Squatch out for pancakes. You better make some damn pancakes.
I want pancakes and Jack Daniels.
Yes.
All right.
Dude, Tim's like, what the hell are these dudes talking about, man? Dude, it was like, what, day 2 or 3 of the season opening? And perfect morning out. And we're all hunting. And Brett's like still sleeping.
Yep.
Yep. The golf cart
so
he couldn't get to his stand.
So did all of us. We were out hunting all night.
I was watching football, you sons of bitches, so chill. Okay? The game till 3:00 in the morning and didn't realize it was that late. You guys are mean, man. You guys are very mean.
Nah, you'll get over it.
His feelings.
It's just feelings. Anyway, Tim, now that you just feel the warm, welcoming feeling that we provide here at Whitetail Advantage, can you give a little background about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So to start, I was I do chocolates and ice cream for a living. So I always tell people I'm Willy Wonka by day and Yuppie Redneck by night. It's my Creole. So that's kind of me. I love it. Nobody would really know that I'd serving ice cream and chocolates and whatnot during the day and throw my shit kickers on at night. It's kind of just the weirdest combination ever. But been hunting for a really long time. Generations of family hunters, so absolutely love it. I do a little bird guiding as well, upland, at a few of the places here in Holland. Our dogs actually do in like 2 days. We have a short hair. I love shooting does, so that's what Doe Patrol kind of is all about. And obviously chasing big bucks as well, because you can donate a lot more meat when you shoot a big buck than shooting a 120-pound Michigan doe. So yeah, that's kind of the lowdown. Doe Patrol was founded in 2020, so this is our 5th season. We put meat in pantries and build community. So the whole premise is to build community and good things happen, because everyone likes to be, like you said in your intro, be a part of deer camp, and deer camp's kind of dying, and the Orange Army hunters are dying off, so that's not really a thing. So we build that community for people who don't get the opportunity to do it. So it's pretty fun. So that's kind of the lowdown.
Well, looking at your barn there that you have, you definitely have that warm, welcoming deer camp feeling, unlike these 3 bastards provide here. So
you didn't bring us on because we liked you.
I was told there was ice cream, so the guys here, I want the ice cream.
I was told pancakes, and I still haven't seen any.
Dude,
Man,
Tim was talking earlier about Two Hearted, so yeah, I got whiskey here, but Two Hearted sounds good right about now.
These hollow promises.
I know, Squatch.
I can't make pancakes. No, I can't make pancakes.
They're so easy.
I don't know how to make them. I really don't.
Oh my goodness.
I know how to make eggs. I know how to do that.
Can you make mac and cheese?
Out of a box?
He can't.
It's a crapshoot.
He can't.
Get out of a box.
If there was flashcards, he might be able to. But no. See, you got me started already, and we're not even like 5 minutes into the show. I'll just be nice over here.
I thought we talked about being bully guys.
Oh, I'm not. It was he down there.
Yeah, it was this guy right below me right there. He started being the bully, and he's the bully now of the team.
Yeah.
Brady Bunch down there.
The Brady Bunch.
Skinny fuckstick right there.
Yep. 100%.
100%.
Tell him, John. At least I don't have to pay full price for my tattoos because I only got half the body.
Dude, actually, my whole left arm I did on deployment.
Yep.
So we were in northern Iraq, dude. We were doing tattoos. You'd like stop halfway, run out, do a mission, come back, and finish it up. Like,
that's just stupid.
Oh, dude. There was one time I was doing this Strahl and Pistons tattoo. We got spun up halfway through it for like a high value target. Ran out on the Blackhawks, went out, did a vehicle interdiction. 2 Blackhawks land right in between the car. Grabbed the dude, threw him in, got back. It was like 45 minutes later, dude. We're back there just doing it. And I started laughing. I'm like, you guys realize what we just did? Like, this is our normal Wednesday. I'm like, yeah, no big deal.
Meanwhile, I'm packing fudge on Wednesdays.
Were you with Brett?
Yeah, thank you for giving me my freedoms to pack fudge.
I have sleeve tattoos on both my arms, and I have a rib piece. My story beats your story, John. So yours.
What's your rib piece? Like a unicorn or something? I got married to them too.
When you beat me to it, dude, I was gonna say the same thing.
It's not that. It's My Little Pony. Get it right.
It's probably Teddy Ruxpin.
He doesn't know who Teddy Ruxpin is.
Teddy Ruxpin.
He never heard of Police Academy.
Come on, man. Teddy Ruxpin was like our age. Forget that stuff. Yeah, Teletubbies.
It's a wolf piece, and so this is my story when it comes to my tattoo. Okay, they're really cool when on my rib. I just went and got it, and that was the end of the story.
So my neck tattoo, I got that done, and I can't remember. I got it done 2009. 2010, I was in Afghanistan and got shot. Got shot right in the center of the cross, right there. Came out right there. I have a picture of it. Perfect hole, center of the cross. It was crazy.
Wow.
See if I can find a picture here. But yeah.
Saved by grace right there.
Dude, took one to the back of the head and then one through the neck. It was fun times.
I just want to let you know it's had no effect on you whatsoever.
None.
You're perfectly fine.
The same as he was when he went in as he came out.
Dude, I'm like Randy Quaid from Vegas Vacation.
When you
turn the microwave on, I twitch and piss myself.
I have no idea what that is, but we have some comments here from Ambush Frank.
That's my boy.
Brother, getting ready for NJ Bear Opener tomorrow. Good luck.
Nice.
Nothing like instant.
Must be talking mac and cheese.
Okay, who's got the tramp stamp?
Brett.
Yeah,
Brett definitely does.
that was my guess.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Little
John's got more
sunshine,
tattoos than I
sunglasses.
do.
I have the top half of my back done, but you got the lower half.
So,
right.
so just to interrupt for a second, Frank has a real good chance tomorrow of probably scoring maybe New Jersey's record. He's got a
really?
bear. He's got a bear. It should be named Roseanne because the thing's huge. I mean, just like
It's ugly.
either that or Jelly Roll, maybe Jelly Roll. But
Probably Rosie.
the bear is like it's got like little stubby legs and it's all belly.
Oh wow.
It's a tank, dude. He showed me pictures of it. I'm like, you got to kill that bear, bro. So we're all rooting for you, Frankie. Get that big
Oh
bear.
yeah.
tomorrow.
Get it, man.
Send us pictures, dude.
And he shot a nice 8-pointer too. So
He
congratulations.
did
Yeah.
shoot a nice buck. Yes,
Yeah.
he showed me pictures of that. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Frank,
All right.
send
Carry on.
me a picture of that on Instagram, and I'll hold my phone up to the
Don't do
screen.
it, Frank.
Yeah, come on. There's a reason we've avoided that side.
He goes, yeah, but Frank, hell yeah, so stoked, brother. Yeah, we're rooting for you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Well, Tim, that was a weird rabbit hole. I don't know what the fuck happened there for a good 10 minutes of that.
Good. It
This
was
is
entertaining.
normal. This is
how
normal.
it goes with us on the
Yes.
I swear, if you could read our text messages,
No, you don't.
No,
there's a lot of times I cry just
Don't
reading
do it.
it myself.
Don't do it.
we're on a watch list somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mm. I saw this. I don't like watching short videos and stuff like that, but I sent it to them, and it was this girl. She said there needs to be a furry season,
Mm-hmm.
and the dad goes, "What are you talking about?" Well, if these people are identifying as furries, or they want to identify as a deer, they should be allowed to be able to be shot because they're deer. I was like,
We'll drop them over to you, Tim, and you can hand them out to all the meat banks.
Yeah.
I think you could. I honestly have spent time like contemplating like how hard would it be to like cape out a human? Like that's like super like morbid and just like horrible sounding.
That's some
like
Buffalo Bill type stuff, man.
criminal mind esque, but like
I'll let you know in about a month.
processing deer is very fascinating to me. So like meat in
Yeah.
general is just super intriguing. So I'm like, man, I wonder what it would be like to like break down a human.
All right, we gotta get Tim on this chat group, because that's right up there what we deal with.
Yeah.
That's
Messed up.
Well, sometimes me and John go a little haywire because, the military background. We kind of go 360.
Dude, yesterday when you were like, yeah, there's some guy up in my tree.
Oh my God.
I was like, I got the shovels in the truck. Let's go.
Do either of you know Michael McDonald?
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
He's ex-military as well, lives right in Allendale. He's actually part of our DP team.
Oh, nice.
Dude's a freaking riot. An absolute riot. You guys would love him.
Cool.
God, that sounds familiar.
Frank.
John, sounds like you're gonna have to come out one of these nights since you're local.
Dude, absolutely, man. I mean, I work on the north side. I live in Allegan, so I go all over Holland.
So you're
Hey,
south of
John,
me.
nobody cares.
What's that?
I said nobody cares.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the real men's here. Those who shave.
So we'll have to get Tim up to the cottage too and do some hunting.
Oh, sure.
Heck yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Johnny.
in for it.
Johnny,
What's up?
you just said that stuff about shaving. Do you see the shirt? It says there's a name for people without beards. Women.
I don't want to go down.
I like it.
Because I had a great question, but I'm not going to ask it right now.
No, don't do that.
8.5.
We'll do this though.
Oh, yeah. Campfire stories.
Tim, what's your best hunting story?
Ooh, putting me on the spot.
One that's here forever.
Probably, honestly, right now, my favorite one's a short one. I shot a doe with my son, who's 3 years old at the time, and it tops every buck on the wall. Just, I mean, there's really nothing to it other than the fact that he was banging on the window of the freaking redneck, and then waving at it, saying, "Hi, deer, hi, deer," and I'm like, "Shh, we're gonna kill the deer." Like, shh.
Like, oh yeah.
Knock, 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 hey, deer, right? And that was it. And 2 seconds later, I quick swung the window open and just shot her like as fast as I could. I didn't even really aim. She was only like 40 yards with a slug, so I put it right on her, and she went 20 yards and piled up. Did the whole death face down, ass up thing. So that was fun with him. But
that's gonna be Brett Saturday at the cottage, Johnny.
But no, I my like best actual like hunting story like from a chasing a deer would have been this past year. I chased a deer my wife named R2G2. He's actually, I don't have him mounted yet because I just started dabbling in taxidermy, so I'm waiting for the hide to get back still because I kicked the can on that. But
oh, nice.
My wife named him R2G2 for obvious
very
reasons.
Cool. Very cool.
But he taped out at 173 and some change. But I went 5 weekends in a row to Central Illinois. That's where we have a farm, and missed him the opening or the first morning. I went down with my bow. I ranged the spot. I grunted him in, ranged the spot at 43 or at 43 yards that I thought he was coming into. He was cut corn, and drew back. Man, boom. Watched the Luminat go right over his back. I sat down for 2 hours, had a 160 run underneath me. I was like, I didn't even knock another arrow. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I was so pissed. And then I got down, and a couple hours later, I actually ended up having one of the best sits I've ever had. I saw like 12 bucks and 20 some does. It was an incredible sit, but got down, and he was at 33, not 43. So I shot clean over his back. And 5 weekends later, it's opener of the first weekend of shotgun down in Illinois, and we it's always what is it, Friday morning. So Friday morning, I had been busting through this field. It's a pretty big ag field with my e-bike. Almost every morning I would go out, and I'm like, it's a full moon. I'm just going to sit. There's a 1 2-acre house in the middle of this 160-acre farm that was split. I'm like, I'm going to sit by this dude's car hauler enclosed trailer, and I'm going to see if I can glass this field. And if there's enough light off the moon that I'm going to see any deer. And if there is a single deer, I'm not going to go until daylight when there's no deer in the field, or I'll work my way around one of the fingers and slowly work up one of the fingers. So I get there, I start glassing the field, and I go like literally within 30 seconds. I'm like, holy crap. I think there's 2 deer like 180 yards away. So I ended up getting down on my belly. I put my backpack out in front of me. I actually had my butt touching the bottom of the trailer, legs underneath the trailer, had my gun laying on the bag, set my phone down like this so I could just tap it and see what time it was. And as it started to get lighter and lighter, I'm like, my gosh, that's a buck and a doe. Holy crap. Now we're 15 minutes from legal shooting light, but it's light enough out that I could pipe this thing. And still too dark that my rangefinder, I couldn't grasp where he was at. But through your scope, you're pulling in a lot more light. So anyways, he's in a cut cornfield, so I really couldn't see his rack very well. I don't know what it was. I just knew it was big. And the 2 weekends before that, or weekend before that, my brother had seen R2G2 limping, and he ended up taking one step, and he had a hitch, and I just, my heart started to race, and I could feel my heart hitting the ground, laying on my belly. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's him. And a few more minutes goes by, and his rack silhouettes in the tree line 100 yards behind him. I'm like, holy crap, this is going to happen. And it gets to minutes before, or right around first shooting light, I mean, literally. And he starts, bumping the doe, head down, flicking his antlers up, like it's time to go back to bed kind of thing. And I go, all right, it's now or never. So I put it on him, and I ranged him at 168. So I had my gun sighted in for 100, inch high at 100. and it's a Savage 220. So shooting a slug gun at north of 150 is a poke, but that's a good gun. So I was shooting Barnes ammunition, and I've been really happy with how they shoot. So I sit there and I'm like, I'm going to go about 3 inches high from where I would normally shoot. So pretty much 3 inches below the back straps is where I was aiming. 4 inches below the back straps. High lungs is what I was aiming for. I tap off the trigger. Boom. Deer just drops. I stand up as fast as I can. I don't even know if I jumped 6 feet in the air. I probably could have dunked. I jumped so high. And just, let's fucking go! And I sprinted through the field like Forrest Gump with my gun in the air as fast as I could to the buck. And I ended up hitting him. I must have twisted my trigger finger as I pulled it through, because I ended up hitting him just in front of the shoulder. So I hit him in the neck. So I actually hit the spinal cord where it dips down into the neck, dips down to the neck towards the back, and dropped him. So then I had to quick rack one and put another one in him. But yeah, it's my favorite story just because I spent 5 weekends hunting him. I Chris Kyled him on sniper position, and it's just like not many people shoot something like that big on the ground, laying in the prone position. So I would
Best
probably
position to be in if you're going to do it.
No, what type of glass were you running?
I just have a Vortex basic glass. Like there's nothing fancy to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some
They're
cheap.
respectable. They're good school.
So,
That works.
yeah. I mean,
You're using a 20 gauge down there?
Yeah.
That's what my uncle used to go down to Pike County all the time, and he said everybody uses 20 gauges down there just for the flatter trajectory.
They just approved the straight wall last year, but it's single shot. So you have to get a like, you can't run without a magazine. You have to get a magazine that clips in that has a full stopper in it, almost like a plug for your slug gun. And no one was really making them. And then my dad found some dude on like Etsy or something that was 3D printing them.
Huh.
So he bought one of those for his 450, but I hate the 450, so I won't buy one.
Yeah, they jam up if you got the AR one all the time.
And they're just freaking loud.
Yeah.
I've shot enough guns without ear protection, and I'm not going to put ear protection in time to shoot a deer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a barrel AR 450, and that thing was ridiculous, dude.
They bark. I remember Pete Miedema at Long Range telling me that he had people come in after shooting it opening day of shotgun season in their blind, and like multiple people said they blew out their eardrums. and they bought 350s that day.
Yeah, 350s are the way to go anyways.
So, or the new, I'm excited to see how the new 400 works. So
I would like to shoot that too.
They just came out with that 360 buck hammer too. That's supposed to be a pretty good bullet.
Yep.
Yeah. So that suppressed would be a riot.
Yeah.
I was running 458 SOCOM suppressed, and that thing was super nice. You're shooting like 700 grain bullets suppressed, and it's just the cycle of the bolt. That's all you're hearing.
Yeah.
That's so sick. I just got my first suppressor for coyote hunting, and it's a game changer.
What'd you get?
I got a Silencer Co.
That's what I run.
Omega 300.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just running on a 5.56, but I can run it on my 300 Blackout as well. So that's why I got it.
300 Blackout's the perfect round for reloading for anything, man.
I don't need another hobby.
I do quite a bit of predator hunting up here on coyotes, fox, bobcat. Up here, I'm just running. I'm running a 6.5 Creedmoor with an ATN on it.
Oh, really?
I do a lot of my my recording on that with for my videos for my YouTube channel and stuff. So it's pretty cool that records. And I just picked up the AGN monocular.
Yep.
Mine's not really high powered. It's like the bottom of the barrel one, but for scanning around when you're just panning around looking for heat signatures coming at you, it's good. Then I bring up the night vision ATN and I'm on there.
I'm a firm believer that the handhelds kill them more than your actual night vision, red light, thermal. Does not matter. Because you can sit there and you have so much less motion going on. Because a lot of times they come out and all of a sudden they're on you, right?
Oh man!
So we're running the Guide SenseSmart stuff, Guide actually produces the majority of thermals out there.
Yeah.
And Long Range started selling them. So I picked up a set of, they have thermal binos, which are 650s and or 640s.
That's
and then it's expensive.
Yeah.
But it's unreal. It's so cool. I think I could pick up, how far was I picking up and knowing whether or not it was a dog or a deer? I want to say it was like 800 yards.
Yeah.
I was still able to tell like full on, like that's a dog or that's a deer. So,
oh yeah.
I got the 650 or 640 rifle scope, but it's got a built-in, it's called the LRF long range finder.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Cause it's you can set it so that it runs continuous.
Yeah.
So every time as you're panning, it's hitting everything in the background and you're getting a read on your screen nonstop of what the distance is and the yardage. So it's a game changer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. So I just picked up a 6.5 PRC. So I'm going to switch to that this year.
I'll tell you what, man, I don't know about shooting deer with the 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm not really all about that. I'm more of a lever gun guy, and I got an old 257 Roberts. Those are my two guns usually that I hunt deer with. But I'll tell you that those 125 green, I got them sitting right here. Winchester 6.5s, man, what they do to a freaking coyote is it just splatters them, man. There's just blood everywhere. It's like Ray Charles could follow the blood flow on the ground. Yeah. Stevie Wonder will verify it, but I'm just saying, But yeah, I mean that's bad medicine. That's bad medicine on a Yodi. My best shot so far, not to brag or anything, but I'm gonna brag, was 178 point. I think it was 178.5 yards on a fox.
Holy crap!
Yeah, yeah.
That's a small target.
Let me tell you something. That scope, once you dial it in with the ballistics on it, it instantly range finds like yours does. It has the ballistic coefficients and stuff built into it.
Oh, that's sick.
Dude, I got lucky. I pulled up and I had to actually pan around offhand, and it was running across the dam by this lake, and I just picked it off. I got lucky. I just got lucky, man.
That's so cool.
It's good poke for that. And those bullets are accurate. I mean, that thing's super accurate. So
we just got back from Maryland. I was doing the Sika deer down there. I just flew back today.
Cool.
And I actually saw 3 foxes in a 4-day hunt down there. Apparently they have some of the best fox hunting and trapping in the entire United States.
Really?
I never knew that.
That's awesome. So, I got a lot of reds here. There's some grays. And a ton of coyotes. We got a ton of coyotes here. So
we don't really have as many as I'd like there to be.
We got lots up north. My buddy does competitions all over. Coyote competitions up north. That's all he does. But there's that place up in Morley I was telling you. We can go there and kill coyotes for free.
Yeah.
That hog ranch.
That'd be a riot.
You just call him up and tell him when you want to hunt coyotes, and he's got tower blinds. He goes out and throws the pig carcasses out for you. And you just go out there.
Oh, that's cool.
That was the one that was the 178 yards.
Hey, Johnny.
What's up, man?
My buddy just texted me that that's up by the cottage.
Oh, man, that's nice.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
He just shot that up by Baldwin.
I just got that crazy. I got 2 really nice bucks up on that golf course today on camera. So I'm looking for that.
Hell yeah.
Going out there.
Yeah, if you want to shoot a doe, man, you go up north, right by the cottage. I mean, you walk 50 yards and they're just
apparently I'm not allowed up there anymore.
You're not allowed up to the cottage?
Yeah, David said that at the beginning of the show. I'm not allowed to go up there anymore.
Oh, yeah. I was just kidding.
I'm just kidding. See, Tim, now you know the real reason why I brought these 3 on. Because I don't know jack shit when it comes to gun hunting. Because I don't know fuck shit. I don't know any of that stuff.
We'll take you up to Great Lakes Tactical in Cadillac. They have a range up there. I've been up there a couple times. You can shoot a mile. And they have moving targets.
Oh, wow.
Steel targets at 600 and 700 yards, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty sick. Don't get me wrong, I love shooting rifles and stuff like that. That's fun. But as a cop, you think like, well, he doesn't know the first thing about guns. I know rifles and handguns to the basic extent. When it comes to hunting them with them, I just don't know much about it because I'm more
pretend they're a perpetrator.
What?
Pretend they're a perpetrator. Just a brown furry perpetrator of breaking and entering.
Hooves up.
Yeah, exactly. Hooves up, asses down.
And identified as a deer.
Identify as a deer.
But he was furry.
So does your wife hunt too? I never asked you like the whole story because we talked about so much random stupid shit with the XOP guy at that at that show that it just kind of went 360 after about a half hour. But I didn't want to ask, does your wife hunt too?
No, she doesn't. I have a bow for her. She shoots a Bowtech Soldier.
Oh yeah, that's a good bow.
An older bow.
Yeah.
But she likes to shoot, but she has not hunted since COVID.
Oh wow.
And that was actually her first time hunting with her bow. She hit one, found the arrow, and I did everything that hunters normally do, but I did for my wife, and I just started chasing it immediately, and I knew I needed to give it time, but I was so excited because she shot her first deer that everything that I knew, it went out the window. And yeah, so we ended up tracking for like 200 yards, and she was crying and she was exhausted. And then the next day I'm like, you smell way too strong, like ridiculous. And she's like, well, I just put some perfume on. I was like, how much perfume? and she's like, I don't know. And anyways, long story short, she couldn't smell it. So she had COVID. So that's why she was crying the night before and whatnot. So I felt bad. But no, I hunt so much that I probably could give up a night or two to get her out, but we got to get a babysitter and stuff because we got 2 littles. It's never fully convenient, but definitely something I need to make a priority. We got a couple acres here at the house, so we got some deer out back. Yeah. I'd like her to just get out there and give her a whirl.
Redeem herself.
Exactly.
Feel a lot better.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. But she does all our cooking. When we do our cut up nights, we do them every Wednesday. In the last, actually I already had 10, 20, 30, 4 deer through the cooler this year.
Nice.
A lot of them are personal, but we've donated 590 pounds of meat to local pantries.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, we're hoping we can. I've set a really lofty goal because last year we wanted to do 2,000 pounds and we ended up doing 2,500. So
nice.
This year I was like, well, I got a 5-horse meat grinder and that's saving a ton of time. Hey, look at this sucker. This thing is freaking huge.
Oh, that's wicked.
Man.
It's
my
actually
buddy that actually sent me that pic's got one like that. It's an old school one.
Yeah,
you can throw like a whole damn thing and grind the whole thing up.
My buddy shot like a 42-pound doe, and I'm like, dude, we're just gonna drop that whole sucker in, bone and all.
Yeah.
So
a little extra flavor.
My wife sent me a video the other day. It was hilarious. It was about a guy going to Cabela's to explain different sizes of what centimeters your wife is when she's giving birth, and it was all correlated to jigs and knife blade sizes, and it was hilarious. And then he whips something out and he goes, it was a number 32 meat grinder plate.
Oh my God.
I'm like, holy crap, that's insane. And then I was like, wait, I have one.
Yeah.
That's my new grinder. And he's like, yeah, this is 10 centimeters fully dilated. Now every time I look at that sucker, I'm thinking about that. So,
just keep it in your pants. You don't have to worry about it.
No, if she wants more kids, she can have them.
There you go.
So, yeah. So, no, she does all of our cooking. So we also provide a meal because it's a community-based evening. So every single night, every Wednesday night, we do a meal. We cut up deer. We did 9 deer this past Wednesday, 13 deer the Wednesday before. And we're usually starting at 5:30 and cleaned up by 9 p.m. So we'll have anywhere from 10 to 25 people here. It's kind of always a come one, come all. It's open invite. We're open door policy. So it's always a venison based meal. And yeah, it's just to build community and hang out, drink some beer, and don't need to do anything else but come and be willing to help out. So
how's the EHD looking on your side?
Not bad yet. I know actually north of John, there's like in Robinson, Kentucky, just north of you.
Yeah.
There was 50 dead found.
Oh man.
Yeah,
there's
one
probably
farm.
triple of that in Berry County. And
I heard the Grand River is getting smashed with EHD right now. So they're finding them all over the Grand River.
North Kent County, where I'm hunting, they found some in the swamps by where I hunt too, which makes sense because the deer just aren't on cam like they were. It just disappeared.
No, not at all.
I want to ask. I don't like venison. I'm a vegan. So I was asking, do you offer vegan product, vegan food at these nights?
You could go hungry.
Well, when you actually think about it, Brett, deer eat grass, they eat acorns. So typically they are vegan. So if you eat, venison, you are a vegan because they ate the grass.
You seen that burger commercial where the guy bought a guy another burger? It was like from Burger King, and he told him it was a vegan burger because it was grass fed, and the guy like ate it. It was the best burger he ever had. And then he told him it was actually a real burger, and the guy's like getting ready to vomit.
Yeah. See them pointed teeth God gave us right there? That's for a reason. Yeah. So we can eat meat.
That's to chew on carrots.
Yeah, nah.
The leaves.
Yeah. The natural forage.
So Tim,
you only need gums for that.
That's true.
On these community nights, when are you generally? How often is it doing throughout the year? Is it only doing hunting season? How often and how late do you guys generally do this?
That's a good question. So my walk-in cooler is actually a cooler out of the old Crust 54 location. Johnny might know something about that.
Yeah.
I'm good friends with the owners there, and they bought the building across the road, so didn't need the cooler anymore. And they're like, "Hey, if you can disassemble it, you can have it." So it was an interior cooler. So running it in the summer, the thing is barking. So we don't use that at all in the summer, but we're working on growing. We're actually building a mobile cooler trailer right now that's going to run off a AC unit and a CoolBot system. And I'm hoping what we can do then is do set up a week where anybody that has crop damage permits say, hey, if you go out this week, the cooler trailer is ready, drop them off, and then the following week we can do a cut up night. It's just not worth me having my cooler on for one or two deer in the summer.
No,
and there's not enough. It's expensive, and the business isn't making a lick, so it comes out of my pocket.
Johnny, is Brett, we got to start poaching in the summers. The supply is meat demand.
That's right.
And that would be our excuse to the DNR. We're feeding the hungry man, and my buddy needs his cooler stuff.
As we're driving with the spotlight.
Hey,
get yourself a moonlight dough.
I got thermals, so we can roll.
Yeah, you don't need no spotlight. Just use that.
It turned out pretty good. We got it wrapped.
Oh, that looks cool.
Oh wow!
I don't know if you can see it, that black topography all over it and whatnot. So it's a sharp little unit. We're excited. We'll use that for some events. We're actually doing a doe patrol East Michigan this year. So we're going out to Central or Metro Detroit in January because their season runs through the end of the year, through the beginning of the year. Through January. So in I don't know that we have our finalized date, but it's going to be around January 18. Only reason why I remember that is my brother's 21st birthday. I think it's, my wife's watching. She just texted me. It's in Clarkston. So, we're going to be at the Oakland Sportsman's Club. We're really looking forward to that. So we're going to start branching over there, being able to have kind of more of a banquet style, but you can drop off deer. So bring the trailer with, and then any of the meat that we process, or if we bring them, like we're actually partnering with processors this year too. If you bring them, if they get shot over there and we have them in our cooler, we'll distribute them to processors over there, and then it goes into the pantries on the east side of the state. So pretty cool. We have a couple processors, Blue Star Meats, and I think it's Tim's Processing in Byron Center. They both committed to 50 deer this year for us. So we raise the funds or get advertising expenses through businesses, and then we pay them just like Michigan Outdoorsmen Against Hunger did to process the deer. But that's a mess right now in our state because our government cut the funding.
Shocker.
So yeah, which is kind of a load of crap because our state's laws and regulations, they are required to have a donate program in the state of Michigan, and they cut the funding. So how does that make any sense? It doesn't.
Better pockets.
Exactly. So, but then it didn't help that the DNR were requiring metal testing and EHD testing, so it was costing more money. And I mean, we're not partnered with. Well, then the reason why they had to do that is because it was government affiliated. So we aren't affiliated with the government at all because we do it all on our own. It's
charity, basically.
It's businesses writing us a check for advertising and them going on our. Like we want people to be on our cooler. We're going to have advertising space on our cooler for people to get their name on the cooler. And that's the main reason why we do it. We're on the process of starting a 501c3 as well. So that if people wanted to donate monetarily, they could donate. And then that money goes directly to putting meat in pantries as well. But like we sell our merch and stuff. And I mean, we haven't taken any.
We got to get Brett to get the Whitetail Advantage on.
I was just thinking that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
Actually,
so a lot of cool
Brett
things.
needs to do. Brett needs to get you a set of gumball lights off one of the squad cars. when you pull up with that doe patrol, you got gumball lights going on. You know, the deer know there's a problem.
The deer know there's a problem. Forget about it.
Yeah, you gotta get him, boy. Get him.
Yeah,
I know a guy or two, but that led me into this next topic here that I was going to ask. First off, if anyone out there watching, they want to call in and talk with us, the number there is on the screen. Feel free to come in and call us on here. We'll bring you on the phone here. Tim, especially here in Michigan, and I know Adam's got his feelings out there in New York. Do you think the money that we're paying towards fees and licenses and stuff like that is being used correctly?
No.
There we go.
No, but I also
it's a slippery slope.
I don't.
Because you don't know where it goes.
For this, it's a hobby, right? Like it's buying licenses is a DNR. It's a DNR tag, right? Like that goes to the DNR, is my understanding.
Yep, they get everything.
So that pays all of our DNRs essentially, maintaining the things that they have to maintain, writing tickets for people who caught one more fish and they don't even have a GAD. So shocker, right? Like I don't know. It's actually not something I've spent a lot of time contemplating because I don't like worrying about things that are entirely out of my control. So I kind of live in the mindset of like control what you can control and let God do the rest kind of thing. So it's kind of my mindset in life, but I don't know.
No,
I agree with you. It's a mess. It's always going to be a mess.
Michigan's just I got like this weird tickle fun thing in my throat right now. I shouldn't have said that. Shut the fuck up. No, with Michigan, how we've been kind of talked about on the previous episodes before, but it just seems like, I mean, heck, they ask survey after survey of how many deer you've seen, how many acorns are you seeing? Like, fuck, I saw 20 million. I don't know.
I don't feel
it. No. I think it's stupid, and it's like we tell them basically, this is what we think we could do differently. This is how we think we can improve, and they just don't care. And for us to think that we're paying $70, right? Basically, if you want the 2 combo license and a doe.
And a doe tag. Yep, 74, I think.
Is that what it costs right now?
Yeah, that's what I paid for the combo and that.
Johnny hasn't bought his tags yet.
I haven't bought a tag.
He's been hunting for 2 weeks now.
He's already taken a deer. What are you talking about?
Deer.
Before season.
I did too.
He did.
No, so I'm 100% disabled veteran. So I did free and Purple Heart recipient. So I did free licenses. So I got to pay for like a federal duck stamp and stuff like that.
That's probably about it. Yeah.
But yeah, any application fee, I pay $5. But for like my buck and doe tags, I don't have to pay for them. Small game license, fishing licenses, I don't have to pay for them.
Do you get unlimited tags?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I thought you get unlimited.
How many? So you can shoot as many bucks as you want?
I think I can get 3 bucks. I'll have to double check. I've already got one on the Liberty on youth hunt.
Yep.
I got one then. So I know I can get 1 more. I think I can get 2 more though.
What the heck?
Yeah.
And then is it unlimited does then?
Yes.
That was just for getting shot?
Yeah.
Like all I had to do is go get shot and I can get extra tags.
I stood up.
Well, we can come over to your house right now. We'll hook you up with your unlimited tag.
Not only that, Johnny will throw in a free tattoo during combat time.
Yeah, while you're in cardiac arrest,
you know, if you make it back, it'll be finished. If not, it's only half done.
Hey, and we'll cook you some back straps.
Oh my gosh!
But
that, and then I travel all around doing like different Purple Heart and Wounded Warrior hunts and stuff like that. So that's pretty fun too.
Because you got to go to Legends Ranch by the cottage.
I did,
right?
yeah. I've been up there a couple times.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
cool.
I'd like to cut the fence on that place.
That place
just
is
let them
ridiculous.
trickle into the backyard.
Dave, what cottage? What lake is your cottage on?
Pettibone.
Oh, okay. I grew up going to Pickerel, a couple miles.
I think we talked about that.
Yep.
At that event there, yep. Yeah, we ice fish that a lot. Well, not lately because we haven't had any ice, but
yeah.
Global warming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the gasoline.
Global warming. We need EV vehicles.
Yeah.
Thank you, Biden. Biden's doing great for this country.
Oh yeah.
He's very well spoken.
Oh yeah.
How's it going? Giant fucking puppet.
Oh my gosh.
So Tim, can you kind of break down what you guys do day in and day out and year to year?
Yeah. So like when we started in 2020, my wife and I have always been very we've always been involved in different nonprofits, and we were youth leaders at our church when we were dating. I had done middle school youth group for 10 years. So middle school and high school kids are my favorite. They're squirmy. They're weird. They're just, I think they're a riot. Most people can't stand them, but I like hanging out with them. They're a riot. And it also helps me stay young and kind of crazy and ridiculous. And I say a bunch of dumb stuff, so it makes sense. Yeah. So I was volunteering a lot of time at the Boys and Girls Club, and the guy, Justin Caserta is his name. He runs the branch on the north side. He reached out to me. He's like, dude, we're running out of food. West Ottawa Schools was Title I, it's Title I, so that means they serve breakfast and lunch. And then they were serving at the north side location over 600 meals a week at night. Wow. And most of the kids that are eating those meals at night are not getting more than one nutrient sufficient meal on a weekend.
Wow.
So they are nutrient deficient on the weekends, not even getting one full meal, probably eating junk food most of the weekend if they're lucky. And he said, we're running out of food. West Ottawa's got a few drop locations, but a lot of these kids can't even get there. They don't have bikes. They can't drive. Their mom either works 3 jobs or also can't drive. So we're dropping it to these kids' houses. And I was like, yeah, it was like November was the weekend after Thanksgiving, so it had to have been pretty close to November 28th. That's always the date that rings in my head, but is when we decided that we were gonna go out and lay doe hunt. And I contacted a bunch of buddies, and we're all like, "Heck yeah, we're in. That sounds like a great time." And I went into work the next day pretty early. I had to make caramel because I was doing caramel apples, and I was stirring the pot at 5 a.m. Downtown Holland's dead. It was dark outside, and I don't know your guys' religious affiliation, but I literally heard someone say, "You're not doing enough," and I was like, "Okay, that was weird." Kept stirring. And I got distracted. I probably saw somebody I know walk into the coffee shop or something. And 5 hours later, I'm doing the same thing in the middle of the day. Nobody was in the store. Store was open. And I hear the exact same thing. "You're not doing enough." And I was like, "All right, God, I'm listening." And I called Ross Graveling, who runs Sports Persons Ministries out of Grand Rapids, and said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And he goes, "I love it. Everything that we do as whitetail hunters is buck related, buck competitions, buck pole, Michigan buck pole, right? Like it's all buck related. Like this would be all right." And I was like, "I'm thinking of doing like a competition, like for largest and smallest doe, like just shoot as many deer as you can." One thing led to another. We ended up donating 600 pounds of meat to the Boys and Girls Club, and we raised like $1,500 that first year to go to Sports Persons Ministries and what they're doing. And every year since then, we've doubled. And this year, we kind of fully found like our identity, I guess you could say, in realizing that what we do, like putting the meat in the pantries is a good thing, right? But it's not really our mission. Our mission is to truly build a community. So that's why we're putting one in on the east side of the state, because our goal is to be able to branch out and be able to build communities of people that want to make a difference. And the only way you can do that is if you have community, right? Like us guys sitting here right now talking about hunting and stories and all that, BSing. It's like this is a community night, right? Like you guys look forward to this all week long, sitting here hanging out talking. It's the same thing, just like going up to the cottage on Pettibone. You guys look forward to going out and doing that, and it's becoming something that's lost. We don't have deer camps anymore. We don't have essentially like the baby boomer style of hunting is dying so fast. Mm-hmm. And they're the ones that would go up and stay in some rinky dink hole in the wall and freeze their tail off sleeping there and sit in a blind all day long. And that was deer camp for them. And then they'd sit by a fire at night and they loved every minute of it. They'd take a week off of work to do it. Well, I don't know many of my friends unless they go out of state that get any experience in a deer camp atmosphere. So I've been very blessed that I've done a lot and traveled all over, but I just, it's a lost thing. And when you get the opportunity also to serve and make a difference, people want to be around it. And there's a lot of people that come that, most hunters, I think, believe in God, believe that there's a God, there's a creator. Because how could you not be a hunter and not believe that there's a creator? It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But the amount of people that are like, yeah, I probably wouldn't go and like be a greeter at church. That's not really that's not most hunters' cup of tea. Like, I like being in the woods alone. I don't like being at the door saying, "Hi, welcome. Hi, how are you?" Right? Like, "Good morning." No, like, I'm not saying that's all the birds waking up and the squirrels. I'm telling the squirrels to shut up. Right? Mm-hmm. So it gives people a purpose, and it gives them the ability to feel like they're doing something that makes a bigger impact outside themselves. And it's a grind. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's also a ton of freaking fun. I mean, there's so much BSing like this going on when we're hanging out here, and it feels like deer camp every single Wednesday night. And it's so cool to me when we have people, we've had people drive like an hour and a half to show up to a cut up night before. And I never met them in my life. Like, that to me is so stinking cool. And that's the difference. And that's what I want to continue to be able to do, is continue to be able to put community together, whether it's like we did a doe camp for early doe season this year, and it was a kid-friendly event. We had these we called them bleat bags. And there was just tons of goodies. We gave them little doe figurines. We gave them some binoculars, a shirt, hat, tons of stickers, all sorts of stuff. And we ended up having like 50 kids show up. Over 100 people were in attendance, and we cooked up breakfast burritos in the morning. Build your own breakfast burrito, venison breakfast burrito, or actually it was bear. I had bear from Northern Ontario I shot. So we did bear breakfast burritos, and we did back straps in the evening, and it was so fun. We ended up sitting by the fire for a few hours after that. Later in the night, I tried to make sure people knew that it was kid friendly during the day, and then maybe don't bring your 6-year-old at 9:00 at night to hang out. But we want everyone to be welcome, and I think that's if that answers your question. That's pretty much what we do, and that's what we're really focusing on is community. So hoping we can do another couple events this year. We'll have our banquet in December, and then Metro Detroit. We got a few people that want to rent out the trailer for shotgun season opener. So that's another thing that we're kind of thinking we'll do is we'll put the trailer in different places throughout the year, whether it's at a different pro shop or a processor. And then any deer that gets put in there, the processor or the pro shop knows like that goes towards pantries. Which is pretty cool.
I love that. They're helping out, trying to build a community, and it's obviously something that we're trying to do here as well. And like I say in every intro, I strongly believe that hunting it's a dying sport. It's a dying lifestyle. The deer camp's not the same. It's not like when I was a kid growing up, my dad and his best friend would always go up to the UP every 2 weeks in November before gun season because they hunt with a bow. And I was always telling my dad growing up, I was like, Dad, I can't wait to go up with you guys when I get older. And as soon as I got to high school, I was doing football at the time and basketball and baseball and all this other stuff. So they stopped going, and I never actually got up there to go. And then that's when it slowly started to die off. And now it's more of just me going over to my parents' house and having some bonfires, drinking some beer, just me and my dad. It's still there, but it's not the same because I hear other stories where people are just like on their phones and just not really doing anything to celebrate hunting seasons like here now. And it sounds like you're doing an amazing job trying to build a community. You're actually trying to do something about it.
Well, and putting the heavy emphasis on like we're working on a lot of merchandise pieces right now. Like we put such a big emphasis on shooting does because the amount of people that think it's a waste of time is unreal. I mean, I talk to any dude in their 40s and ask them how many does they shoot a year. There's usually, I'm not saying usually it's none. It's, I'm going to shoot a few this year, but, it's getting to last light. My wife's going to want me home. Then I got to deal with it. And like, that's the same story every single time is I just don't want to do, I don't need the meat. Like, I don't really know where to go with it. Like, there's always excuses so to speak. So like we want to make doe hunting great again. Like we've got a couple things in the work that are along the lines of the MAGA saying, and it just stuff like that. We're doing a spoof on eat more chicken with Chick-fil-A, or eat more chickens, as they would say. So we're doing eat more does, and it's gonna be big bucks painting things with the Z instead of an S for does. So just trying to make the doe hunting more fun for people and more entertaining, and realize like there's a place to go with it. When I went to Maryland, part of my goal is to also learn about what every state's programs are, and so that hunters know about it, because most hunters didn't even know that Michigan had a program. And there was over 100 processors on the list over the last few years.
Well, DNR doesn't talk about it.
It's advertised poorly unless I'm on every email list. So I read emails and I guess I'm a 30-year-old with a little old school in them. So like I'm interested in that stuff, and I spend the time reading the articles and the email blasts and whatnot, but nobody knew. And so when people are like, oh, I can do that, like I can drop a deer off there, I'm like, yes, like you said you don't know, but all you had to do is do the research.
Yeah.
It's so for me, it's like I'm finding. And they don't. But if you spend the time to build something, in my mind, like what we're doing, and you make it a really cool, fun thing for people, people will want to be involved and be a part of that. And So we just actually launched a page called the Doe Poll, and it's does only. Like, that is it. I had some dude send me pictures from New York. Actually, he shot a doe in New York, and so we only post you DM us a picture, you can tell us the weight, whatever. It's just like Michigan buck poll, but it's the doe poll, and that is
Nice.
it. And we're gonna make doe hunting cool. So
I'll send you pictures from New York.
you better.
Yeah, I'll send you some big old horse doe I shoot out here.
I was gonna say, please tell you're talking about deer.
Yeah, I said horse, like
Oh, okay.
not whores.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Horse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love shooting does. We grew up shooting does. Back in the 70s and 80s, man. It was about food.
Oh, dude, it still is for me, man.
Yeah, I shoot as many does. If I see a doe and I got a tag, it's dead.
Yeah.
Is this on Instagram, Tim?
Yeah, the doe poll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stupid thing. I keep trying to type in doe, but I keep changing it to 4.
That's your one handicapped and golf.
Yeah. 1.4 and minus
man.
3 is 2.
I can't find it, Tim.
What? I'll send it to you.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
And it's not like I'll just say this. Last week I shot at a doe and I missed. I've shot at 4.
You shot at a doe last week and didn't tell us?
Now it's on.
I felt ashamed.
And you missed.
Everybody misses, bro.
She ducked so quick because I ranged her at 25, and then I accidentally aimed too high on her. I didn't aim enough in the pocket underneath the shoulder, and she went straight down the ground and went right over her back.
I love the sound effects.
Yeah. Don't worry. If you come up this weekend, we'll have one tied to a tree for you.
Dude, I'm telling you, I have another elite bow for you. I have a saddle for you. I have steps for you, and whatever you need, man.
Yeah, I need it because I want to put my tag on a doe. And I have yet to do it. I've shot 2 and I never found them.
There's tons of them up there too.
And
if you don't see it though, or a deer period up there, something's going on. There you go. Heck yeah, Squatch.
I just DM'd you on the doe poll.
Ooh.
I got it now. There we go. Oh, it's called the doe poll.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doe poll.
Oh.
Not the doe poll. He was looking up the doe poll.
He was looking up the doe poll.
He was looking up dude polls.
Nobody takes up
This don't look like you. And anyways, yes, I'm 18.
Oh my god!
What kind of place is this anyway?
Yeah, I don't see any deers. All these dudes with their clothes off. Page 2. I'll just keep looking. There's got to be some deer on here somewhere.
Page 72, and I'm still not there.
Yeah, God, this guy's got a lot of content.
So now, Tim, do you hunt a lot of around Holland or?
Yeah, I have a few permission pieces here. I actually shot a couple really good bucks. I've shot a couple good bucks in Holland, and then I have a piece in Burnups, which isn't far from here. I shot a buck there last Tuesday.
Nice.
And then that's about it. So yeah, I've got, I don't know, 4 properties around me within a 15-minute circle, which is super unheard of and very, very convenient. So
I'm hunting Mactava Legends, and it's like a 7-minute walk from where I work. So
it's
perfect.
Sweet. Oh, yeah. Dude, nothing better. So yeah, so I actually spent a ton of time up by Dave's cottage hunting in college they have a bunch of a friend of mine is on the south side of that lake, and they have like 200 some acres in that association.
Nice.
So, but the hunting up right in that spot was so hard. They don't have any food, straight sand everywhere. And
there's a farmer to the south, straight to the south of the lake, and he's got corn. So everybody hunts around that.
And
you got to head west to the Car Settlement, where there's a lot of farms out there west. It's all agriculture. There's nothing but farmers out there. Where my buddy Dan's farmhouse is. It's just nothing but farmland, dairy farms, corn.
Yeah.
And that's where the big bucks are out there
Roughly
west
shoot a
Star
crowd.
Lake, up by Star Lake area, northwest of that, by the golf course.
Oh, okay.
I like to golf.
You're uninvited again. Just kidding. It is a nice, yeah, I was just playing.
We're talking
It is
about
a nice
winning
golf course, though.
I want to go golf.
I like to
Yeah,
golf.
what's that-
It's fun. I think I'm pretty
What's
good at
that
it.
called again?
He's got a one handicap.
Oh.
Squash. Oh. Here he goes again. The one handicap.
Yeah, well, like I said, he was 26 until he realized they didn't have windmills on real golf courses.
So now,
There's-
where's your shop at, Tim? Because I mean, I'd love to shoot over there Wednesday after work.
That's a
Holy
good thing.
fuck
That's
it.
a tank.
Wow.
Man.
That looks like a Michigan 4-year-old.
Yeah, that's one of them old smart granny does up here.
That's like the ones up in the UP. 80,
Yeah,
180 pounders.
Tim, I'll definitely. Well, I got apple orchards here, so all they eat is apples all freaking year, and it's like a lazy housewife just sits there and eats bonbons all day, but they just walk around eating apples. You know?
That's
They
a-
probably taste delicious.
Oh, they're real good. These deer are good eating up here, man. Real good eating. So
Oh, that's a giant. Yeah, down in Michigan, we weigh every single, or years past we did. Now we don't weigh them, but just because it takes another 20 seconds to actually weigh them, so we're like, we'll just cut them all up. But I think our average is like 115 pounds is a dressed deer, dressed doe.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
people will tell us all the time, like, "Oh, I shot a 150-pound doe." I'm like, dude, I've never seen a 150-pound doe in Michigan.
I'll show you
Never-
a picture. I shot a 180 pounder up in north of Escanaba.
Okay, well, that's different. Not in the West Michigan area.
No,
right? Like,
no.
We processed 120 deer last year, and I would be hard pressed to say we had a single deer that would have been. We had one deer that was 134, one doe. Every other doe is 120 or less.
Oh yeah.
It's like you did not. I'm sorry. You're like a fishtail storyteller. Like you didn't shoot a 150-pound doe. It's not possible. Dude, that thing looks as big as you.
Dang.
Squatch is 5'2", so it doesn't say a whole lot.
Really? No, seriously. I'm 5'5", if you freaking want to call it, but I'm 5'5" wide too.
Yeah.
But, But
Let's get that
no,
back,
those deer between 165 and 180 pounds. All those
Jeez.
doe. And I don't shoot. That when I first started hunting this property next door to me, the landowner, he says, "You don't shoot just like anything, do you?" I said, "No. I take mature deer. I don't like shooting. You know, I'm respectful to the herd and stuff like that." So I said, "I take big deer," and I shot one of those, and when I came out, I had to load it into the back of my Wolverine. I got a side-by-side. I had all I could do to pick it up, and the head on them are huge back, from the back of their ears out to their nose, probably 10, 12 inches. And their head just like clunk off the side of the machine. I'm like, God, this thing's huge. And when I drove out with it, he was like, "Wow, that's a huge doe." I said, "Yeah, well, they're back there like that. There's some big animals out there." So, And to me, my grandfather was a butcher, so he taught us how to cut meat ever since I was a little boy there, and I was blessed to have him all those years. And I'd rather have enough meat off of what I kill instead of messing around with the little stuff. It is more tender, if you shoot something that's a year or two old, but does just eat better anyway. Bucks are tough,
Oh, for sure. Well, and the thing that Michigan struggles with, I think, more than anything is the yield that you get off of a 3-year-old buck. Like most people aren't trimming as much. They're not taking as much meat off of the body. We fortunately don't have to trim a whole lot with that grinder. We can pretty much send everything through it, but even off of the bone itself, they're not taking a whole lot off, or they're leaving a lot on it.
A lot of people do. It's a hassle.
A lot. It's kind of sad. I feel like you're doing a disservice to the animal.
Oh, you
when
are.
do that.
You totally are.
But you get a 3.5-year-old deer in Michigan, you're conservatively going to pull 60 pounds of meat off of it.
Yeah.
Conservatively, you shoot a 115-pound 2-year-old doe in Michigan, you're gonna get 30 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
Like that's just what you're gonna get. I mean, you can get more, but you got to go through the rib meat, and you got. I mean, you got to take everything.
I take everything.
Most of the time, you've got half a shoulder blown out already, anyways.
Well,
yeah. So we have a competition going on right now with our doe patrol team for the smallest doe.
So the smallest, huh?
Smallest doe. So
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of research, and I went on a big rabbit hole, but that actually taking out some of the yearlings as well is healthy for your population on your deer herd, because your yearlings aren't. Some of them won't go into heat. Some of them, if they drop early, still will. They'll get chased around. They don't know how to tend to their fawns, so they're not going to be very good mothers. And they're eating just as much food as a mature doe because they're in the major growth period of life, right? They're eating all the time.
Right.
So even the browse that they're browsing on, they're eating a ton of food. So taking a fawn is just as beneficial from what I've read and whatnot, and is just as beneficial as taking a mature doe. So anyways, we're doing a competition. The guy in first place is 34 pounds right now. So
Wow.
it was small. I think
I seen a dog weigh more than that next door.
I have a Great Dane here at my feet. She's about 80 pounds right now.
Holy cow. That's crazy. I have a picture of this is me with my buck, and that was the doe he shot.
Oh, wow.
Man, that is awesome.
So it's not like, it's like, I get what you're saying, Squatch, was like, I take respectful deer. I do too. I like to take mature deer, but this year I've kind of like shifted a little bit into population. So we're doing that more for a fun thing, but then also we're calling it a deal because it's going to be the most tender meat you can ever have. So we're doing a very deal competition. So
I shot that one 2 years.
So.
Yeah.
That was our camp deer. That was our camp meal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. We ate that whole damn thing
you
between
just
like
shish
8
kebab
of
it
us
slow
in the
roasted
whole
on the
night.
fire.
Yep. Pretty much.
Just
We
roasted
just
like
rolled
a
it
pig.
on a spit over the bonfire,
That's
drank
awesome.
beer, and ate the whole damn thing.
All right.
You're eating so well.
If you've seen, I don't miss a meal.
I will say this because, all right, we're getting towards the end of the show here. We got the rapid fire questions I want to ask Tim here. John, you look like you broke into somebody's house and said, I'm going to borrow this computer system here for the Tonight Show.
Dude, you know, I'm a paladin. That's what we do.
MacGyver's right next to him. He's just too shy to be on the TV.
I mean, so yeah, I've got like stuff on the floor. I got
Is it
my
from the
dog
owners
down
that own
there.
the house?
What's that?
Is that the deer that the owner owns?
Yeah.
Because he obviously broke into that house.
That's
So
MacGyver's
we
deer.
stuff, so I have no idea what time he gets home.
Yeah.
After this, I'll go to my neighbor's. He works third shift, so we'll be good.
Yeah. He won't be home until 6:37.
Guys,
That's right.
guys, don't let him fool you. That's the back of a U-Haul.
Yes.
Yeah, we can support that.
Tim.
So how do
I got-
people get a hold of you, Tim, that don't know, that want to drop a deer off? and
Yeah,
get
you can.
involved?
If you're not, we've met a few people on that don't have social media, which I respect that. You can go to our website, Doe Patrol. I think it's Doe Patrol WM for West Michigan. And there's contact information right on there. I
With
think
your
it's my
address
cell
and all
phone
that,
currently.
phone number.
Yep. You pretty much shoot us a note saying, "Hey, you text donate to the number," and then it will send you kind of what you do after that deer's good, because I don't deal with that. Prefer because I don't need your punched job all over that you just ruined a bunch of meat. So, but yeah, so they can reach out through the web. Otherwise, they can send us a line via Dope Patrol on Instagram or Facebook. So you bet.
Nice.
Or check out the Dope Hole.
Now, if I want to stop out on a Wednesday, where are you guys at?
Yeah, we're just by Winding Creek Golf Course.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yep. So it would probably be barely out of your way on your way home.
I mean, you said
we're
beer, cut up deer. I mean, that's
and free meal. And by the looks of it, you might need it.
I eat so much.
Wow.
I mean, I will sit down and I'll challenge anyone to eat.
We call John the Michigan tapeworm.
The Michigan tapeworm.
Jeez Louise.
Oh man.
So we're in Overijssel.
Okay.
So we're just west of Fillmore Equipment.
Yeah.
So if you take M40 home,
I take M40 every time.
Yeah, we're just west of Fillmore Equipment. I don't know, 4 miles, 5 miles max.
Okay,
so
you're on Fillmore then?
We're Overijssel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, not far at all. Pretty easy to get to, centrally located. So it's been pretty great. So you bet.
All right. First question here. You can only choose one. What weapon would you choose if the end of the world is here?
AR with a bump stock.
Oh, good answer. What has
you said
been
end
your
of the world. Are we trying to feed myself, or am I going to war?
Both. You're doing both.
I can do some filing to your gun to make it bump stockable.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Perfect.
I didn't say that.
They did that third hole. That's all you got to do.
That's right.
There you go.
But anyway,
what has been your favorite state you've hunted, and what is the number one state you want to hunt in that you haven't hunted yet?
Favorite state is, I'm gonna say Illinois, just because I love that time with my dad and my brothers. It's second to none, having family time, and I mean, you're shooting big deer, so it doesn't get any better. But I've done Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska was awesome. That was a phenomenal state to hunt whitetails. That's right there with Illinois. And then state that I really want to hunt, Utah mule deer. I really want to do mule deer in Utah. So I've been applying for a few years, but it takes a while.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So better Idaho.
Well, that kind of leads into the next question here is what animal is on your bucket list to hunt?
Bighorn sheep is number one.
Ooh.
I got a pricey list, but that's number one.
That's not a cheap one there.
That's over 20,000.
Not for a trophy one. It's not cheap at all.
No, but my realistic
Alaska.
number one is a moose hunt. And I'm going with my guide. Next year, I'm actually going back with my guide that I bear hunted with last year, taking the Dope Patrol team there, and we're going bear hunting next year and the following year. So in 2026, I'm going moose hunting with him in Ontario. So that's been my number one bucket list. That's realistic, is a moose hunt. Everybody else wants to elk hunt. I think elk hunting is like wearing Sitka. Everybody thinks it's the coolest thing in the world, and it's another animal. But I've just always been intrigued with moose. I think they're ginormous. They're aggressive. So there's a little bit of like, this might pucker my sphincter a little bit.
They're nasty.
So
I'd like to go after one.
So yeah, moose is that moose hunt. I'm super looking forward to.
Yeah, moose have always been tied for number one with a grizzly bear hunt for me.
Yeah, you do them in the same place, but it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone famous or in your life that you'd like to go on a hunt with one time?
You could say the Squatch. It's all right.
It's mine.
Two people come to mind. Realistically, because they're alive, would be Kip Campbell, because that dude loves to kill does, and I just feel like that dude would be a freaking riot. He's one of the funniest guys out there.
He is hilarious.
So, and I just feel like he's a good dude. I've never met him, but I would love to go hunt and spend a weekend with Kip Campbell. And then past tense, Daniel Boone, just to be able to hear the stories of him. And I mean, I remember hearing a story being told that he had like 3 bear down before noon one day. Like the amount of work that had to have taken, and like the lack of resources that he had, it would be so intriguing to be able to go back in time and hear the stories and the things that he accomplished and the animals that he hunted and what the pursuing of them had to take and what it entailed taking care of the meat. Like it'd be unbelievable. So
if you could bring one person back from your family to hunt with, who would that be?
My grandpa. He passed away when I was 6. He had never shot anything over like 60 inches in his life. And my dad never got to. My dad shot the last year my grandpa was alive. He shot like 120-inch 8-point in Iowa. They always went out there. My uncle, my great uncle, is a pastor in Iowa. And they always went every year doing deer drives. And the last year grandpa was alive, my dad shot 120-inch 8-point, and my grandpa was shooting just an 870 pump shotgun, slug gun, and dropped a buck at 180 yards. He got out of the truck, put his gun on a fence post, and dropped the buck. I mean, those bullets used to just right. And like to this day, every time that story comes up, it's like there's no way God wasn't guiding that bullet. Like there's zero chance. Like that was by the grace of God.
Out of 100 shots, that's the only one that was going where it was supposed to.
Oh, I bet 1,000 shots, maybe 10,000 shots. So
Yeah.
I would love just. I mean, he would be just absolutely mind blown with the deer that we've been able to chase and the time that we've spent hunting them, and then being able to just have him around for that. I mean, I got called out when I was 15 years old, so 15 years ago, of school. They called me to the office, and I'm like, oh great, what now? Because I'd spent plenty of time in the office, and they're like, hey, it's your dad. And I'm like, oh no. And they're like, no, he's on the phone. I'm like, okay, all right, good. And he was in Missouri hunting, and he calls me and calls school because I didn't have a phone at the time, and he's like, hey bud, I just want to let you know we found the deer. And the night before he had shot an absolute giant. And I'm just, you're kidding me. Is he big? What's going on? Right. And like people have grandpa there. It ended up being a 207-inch deer that he shot.
Wow.
So just like, I know like for him even too, not having his dad there is just, yeah, everyone wants their dad. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
It'd be grandpa for sure.
Yep.
What is one animal you want to eat? Son of a bitch. Okay.
Screws this up every time.
Yeah, he did it again.
Every time.
Read the cue cards, Brett. Read the cue cards.
Mr. Producer.
You wrote them in crayon for a reason.
Hey, I'm Brett Bovin.
Bovin Woods is here, guys.
Whitetail Advantage host Woven's Wood. Damn it.
We're getting flustered, and he's just done.
Tim, we apologize. He doesn't have his earbuds in like Kamala did during the debate.
Camel toe.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
You do that too much, he's going to start calling you all the time.
Yeah. Want to be a member of the podcast?
Okay. What wild game animal, what venison do you want to eat or you love to try?
My favorite is Sika deer by far. It crops on everything I've ever had. Elk, caribou, mule deer. It is the best by far. But I really, right now, from a deer standpoint, I'm really intrigued with trying antelope because I've heard it has a sagey taste, and I really like to cook with sage. So I'd like to have the opportunity to try antelope, which shouldn't be that hard. It's not that expensive of a hunt to go on, but Yep.
Dude, my daughter today, we're driving to Kalamazoo, and out of the blue, my daughter's like, Dad, do hippos have back straps? And I was like, that's my girl right there. I'm like, absolutely they do. Like, I want to
try that after he has a giraffe.
No, I was just gonna say it,
dude. Yeah,
I'm not going there.
dude.
I would actually try it. I mean, I ain't scared to try anything.
Dude, I love to eat. I mean, I've had everything from.
I mean, just by looking at you, we can tell you eat a lot.
I've had fish in Iraq. I mean, I was eating goat and ibex in Afghanistan. Like,
Yeah.
I eat the food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like, why not try a giraffe neck roast? Like, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'd try it.
Not, I swear. Hey, John, is that a closet or?
Yes.
I
Yes.
swear, for the longest time, that was a hallway to a kitchen.
It's a really small. It's a motor home, so it's a really small kitchen.
Yeah. Single wide.
It's the bathroom too. Like you just sit
That's
on
whatever
the
you wanna
toilet
make
and
it.
start cooking while you're dropping a deuce.
Well, also, I know I'm waiting for SWAT.
First
to check in
bottle's
the
gone,
door.
so it might be
Yeah, I
better
know.
too.
Yep.
it's
SWAT's
really, it's not
coming
my
in.
meth lab, I swear.
Yeah. He said he's got a Great Dane. It's not a meth lab. Come on, get a ring.
Yeah. Somebody's got to cook it.
Last question, Tim. Because I know I can feel you just like I can't wait to get out of this show here already.
Don't worry, Tim. We feel the same way.
What is one thing that you can think of, but even though it sounds like you're doing a great thing about this, that you can think of that we as a hunting community could or should do to improve the hunting community as a whole?
His mic's off.
Yeah, I
His
can't
mic's
hear.
off.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, just
There
make
it
sure.
Oh, there you go.
I think we have to stop worrying and comparing and spending time complaining about government, complaining about laws, regulations, rules. Because at the end of the day, we, the people, right? Just like how we started, our country was founded on we, the people. So if we're founded that way, why are we, the hunters, not taking it into our own hands? We are completely fine with complaining about laws, regulations, antler points. I mean, we've got all these groups between the NDA, QDMA, the list goes on, right? I think there's 2 new groups in Michigan started this year that are all for the issues that we have in our state. And it's like, why? To me, that makes no sense. Why don't we just start taking care of it and take initiative? Because that's how things happen. That's how things get done. So we can stop complaining and we can start acting.
Yeah, because they're not going to do it for us.
Yeah,
We gotta do it
I
ourselves.
like that answer.
Shoot more does.
Hey Tim, I
Well,
had a
yeah.
question for you, real quick, not to get off the beaten path, but by shooting all those does, have you seen it affect your herd as far as being able to have bucks still be around? Because the old fallacy here is, oh, don't shoot too many does because it ruins the herd. And I never believed that.
I mean, there's obviously a balance that needs to be in place, and in a perfect world, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, right? But that's unheard of. And everybody wants to see deer. If it was 1-to-1 ratio, you're not going to see a lot of deer.
Mm-hmm.
But no, to answer your question, we have a property. Our property in Burnups, it's an 80-acre piece, and we had so many deer the first year. We ended up taking 10 does off the farm, and it's only 80 acres.
Yeah.
And it's a river bottom, so a lot of deer are transient. They're not living on the farm.
Yep.
But he had so many living on, like we were seeing 20 deer sit on on this little 1-acre food plot. But then the following year, it went to seeing 4, 8. One sit, you would see 12. And it was like, ooh, it's a lot slower. And now this year, it's up again a little bit, but we're seeing a lot more bucks.
Okay.
And I think a lot of that has to just do with we found a balance, a little bit more of a balance. So this year we got to make sure we still shoot. I'm thinking we're going to shoot about 6 does off that farm this year, maybe 8. There's a lot of young deer on the farm, but we never saw the first year we didn't have anything but a couple basket bucks on the farm. So and this year we got a couple ones that I'm excited about. So
cool. Yeah, good info.
Yeah, you can always shoot them and find out. They're going to keep breeding.
Yeah. I say the same. I mean, years ago, everybody around me, our family, I mean, we had like 300 and something acres. My cousins and everybody come shoot the woods up and everything. And, don't shoot. And we always had freaking deer back then. So I don't know. I don't believe half the bullshit they tell you.
I think you can definitely overshoot. I mean, there's areas in our country that have, and it took years and years for the population to come back. I mean, look at our pheasant population in Michigan; it's still gone. I mean,
it is.
You guys shot them all, Dave. Thanks.
Good job, Dave.
I did shoot quite a bit when I was a kid up north because they were everywhere.
Everywhere.
Now you don't see them. Well, you'll see them once in a while up there, but not very often.
Did you guys? You know what that is, right, Brett? You don't know. He's got like that.
The entire conversation. I'm just kidding. No, I have no idea.
I love it. Anyway. Damn kids.
You're 31, damn it. Anyway.
You don't know shit until you're 40.
Yeah.
Basically. Tim, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm sorry about these three assholes right here, but they're a hoot. I just want to say thank you again for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate it. If there's anything that we can do here at Whitetail Advantage to help you guys out, I definitely want to do more about it and help you guys out as much as we can here. Again, I just want to say thank you again, man.
No, thanks for having me. It's been a blast. So I'd love to do it again sometime.
We
Awesome,
definitely will.
Well, guys, Tim, Squatch, David, John, please let the homeowners know. At least leave a cake or something behind.
You want me to come back next Sunday? I mean,
it's just
he won't be home. He's got to work, so you're good.
I hope you guys have a good rest of your night.
All right, Jim. See you, bud.
Oh, man. What a great group of guys there. No, Tim, I just want to say thank you again so much for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate it. What an amazing show. Had a lot of fun here. Hope everyone else there watched it, had an amazing time. We're doing stuff differently here. Like I said, I don't like intros and outros, so we're just going to leave it cut to blank right there. Get this done over with. Make sure you use the code GP10. Get 10% discount off Gaelic Buck products. Make sure to go check out Rec Broadheads, Magnus Broadheads, and then also go check out Grizz Media as well, because we're looking forward to talking with them here. They're going to be relaunching basically Whitetail Advantage. Make sure to put your cord in the slot machine, and we'll see everyone next Sunday, which is going to be the 20th. For our next episode, and it's just going to be the four of us. So we look forward to seeing everyone next Sunday.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.